So what's up, team? So I just wanted to pop in here for a little training. Uh, yeah, no slides today, just me talking. So basically, there is something that I've noticed, especially on myself, the last couple of weeks, and I want to share it with you. So basically, as you can see from the background, I basically I'm basically working from my parents' house. So my parents' house during the week, it's free, it's empty, and it's just like a 10 minutes walk from my actual house where I live with Stella. And basically the house where we were didn't have any space for like separate offices, and we both working from home right now. And so the working space was very well. She was talking on videos or talking with the clients, and I had to do work, and we were sharing the same table, so it was very distracting, right? And we've been working like that for like months, and uh, we never ask ourselves a question, right? But obviously, our productivity, our distraction was very high. And then a couple of weeks ago we had a fight, and then I couldn't stay in the house, and so I decided to come here. And then I came here and I was working, and obviously we made peace again. But then she was like, oh, you know what, I found that I was very productive when you were not in the house. And I was like, yeah, me too. Right. And and now I've been working every day for like 5-6 hours in this house where it's empty, and I have peace. It's only me, and yeah, my productivity increased a lot. So why am I making this point? Because this is actually like a very important thing, right? When we think about change, when we think about changing our uh, nutrition, when we're thinking about changing our lifestyle and habits, environment is huge, huge. So to make you understand even better why I'm making this point, so in this house, as I said, it's empty. So the fridge is empty, cupboard is empty. So I'm bringing basically my meals from my house, and so now I don't even have the, like, for me snacking is a big issue, right? Let's make this point. For me, snacking is a big issue. And now the cupboard is empty, fridge is empty. So basically, I'm only bringing the foods, the meals that I schedule to eat. And so I'm actually, my snacking, not only my productivity went up, but my snacking went down as well. And so this is the power of um, your environment. And this is actually a lesson that I learned a while ago in my nutrition course. And it basically talks about, there's a book called Switch, um, which is, it's all about like changing habits, and, basically about change. And you have to think of so your mind, it's basically you have, it's called the rider and the elephant um, story. So your mind, you have an elephant and you have a rider. So the elephant is basically the unconscious, right? um, and bear in mind, elephant like is big. In fact, I don't remember the right statistic, but like 80 or 90% of your thoughts are actually unconscious. And so most of your decisions are actually unconscious, like you're not even conscious you're doing that. Like, when you wake up and you walk to go to the toilet, you don't think about every step you take. When many things that you do are actually unconscious, like automatic, right? And therefore, like, imagine this big, huge, strong elephant, right? And then there is a rider. The rider is the conscious part of your brain and of your mind, and it's no, it's the rational part, and it's the one that you think, okay, all right, I really need to eat less cookies because, they're not helping my wellness journey. So that's your rational mind. But when you are stressed, when you're tired and you go home and you open the cupboard and there are cookies in the cupboard, then remember, your elephant is much stronger than your rider. And so your elephant will make the decision to eat the cookie, and there we go. And that's how decisions are made, right? So, doesn't matter how strong the rider is, your elephant is always going to be stronger than you. But the point that I'm making is you're a rider on a strong elephant, but still, if the rider is smart enough to shape a path for the elephant, the irrational, unconscious elephant will be very likely to follow this path. So imagine you are in a jungle, right? All tangled, right? Everything very messy, and you're riding this elephant. If you've been smart and you shaped a path to follow, even if the elephant is not listening to you, you can even fall asleep, but the elephant will follow the path that you shaped beforehand, right? And that's the power of shaping the path. Um, how can you change your environment to your benefit? Okay, this is what I want to talk to you about. So I want you, as now that you listen to this lesson, think about how can you shape the path? How can you change your environment this month and in the following months, of course, to increase your success rate, to increase your progress. So, for example, you see, I just made an example for myself, like by being here with empty cupboard, empty fridge, my snacking went down, and that was a huge issue for me, right? So this is going to help me stay on track with my goals. Now, how can you do something similar for yourself? Like, I'm giving you another example. This, right? This bottle of water is always next to my laptop. So I'm more likely to drink more water because my water is in front of me at all times. And so it's a constant reminder of drinking water. Right? So there can be small things, big things, doesn't matter, whatever. But think about one thing that you can do, and you can do, something you can do today, something you can do this month, right? Because, perhaps this month is going to be a challenging one, right? Because, there is lots of social stuff. There's going to be lots of social drinking and eating. And so how can you shape the path ahead so your elephant, doesn't get off the road, off roads that you don't want? So maybe it can even be, look, I actually did this with Stella, right? I said, look, please, on the weekends, if you see me, that I'm about to, buy loads of comfort food, or you see me eating loads, stop me, please. Like, or if we go out for dinner and, stop me from ordering, like too much food and, ordering the dessert and all that. Or if you see me drinking, like, try to tell me something, because, sometimes I might go off road and I don't want it. So, you can ask the support of, someone close to you, right? You can, you can clean the pantry, right? This is something like very effective. Just, make sure that your pantry, your cupboard is only with foods that you enjoy. Like another example, there we go. In my house, the other house, the one where I'm actually living, what I decided to do, I decided to buy loads of fruit and put it on the kitchen, in the kitchen, basically, right? So when I walk into the kitchen, it's full of fruit, colorful fruit, like oranges, tangerines, apples. I have some bananas, and why do I do that? Why did I do that? Because when I get into the kitchen and I'm thinking to snack on something sweet, which is one of my things, the first thing that I see is the fruit. And so now I change my environment, the kitchen, for me to be more, to tend more to do the right thing rather than, opening the cupboard and eating biscuit, for example. And it has been working very well. Like I've been going to the kitchen, wanting to snack, but instead of eating the biscuit, I've been, eating a tangerine, eating an apple. And so, you see, there is a lot of possibilities on things that you can do to shape your environment, shape the path. So making the better decision is easier, because that's the trick. And this is, like a long term system to change your lifestyle, to change your habits. So think about one thing. So basically, I would say think about, the one thing that you are struggling with, or the one thing that you want to change, right? One thing that has been bothering you, like, I really want to stop this, but I can't seem to do it. And you think about one way that you can change your environment, shape the path, right? Like for example, if you feel that you're not sleeping enough, maybe, instead of putting an alarm for the time that you have to wake up, maybe why don't you put an alarm for the time that you have to go to sleep, right? So if you say, okay, for me to get 7 hours of sleep, I need to go bed at let's say 10. So what I do, I put an alarm at 9:30 for me to get ready to go to bed in half an hour, something like that, right? So anything goes, but think about one thing that you need, or one thing that has been bothering you, and then think of one way, one little change that you can make to your environment, um, to shape the path so you can make a better decision. Okay? And let me know what you come up with. Bye.